Hey everybody, this is Steve Sisler, behavioral analyst, and I'm doing a Facebook Live. Haven't done it before. Been thinking about it. Finally pushing that button. So I'm gonna get used to how this works. So nobody's on here, but I know this can be viewed anyway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get right into why I'm going live. So I had a very important client in California call me today with a specific hire in mind, and they wanted to hire a person for a very important role. They needed a very detail-oriented person because they themselves are not detail-oriented at all. They are just a jump off the cliff, build your wings on the way down type of a person. So it's real imperative that they have somebody that can kind of fill in those gaps for them. And so I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share so you can see the person they actually ended up hiring, which is unfortunate. And so what we're looking at is two graphs. The concealed style graph 2 of our assessment is over here. This is concealed style graph 2 that I have highlighted in blue. And this is their natural character base. We call it concealed because this is the part of that person that is a certain way and they don't really know it. It's not something they're consciously aware of. So this profile here is unconscious to us. We call it the energy system. So what we're looking for is the available energies for moving forward and doing anything in the world. Graph 1 on the left over here, this graph here represents their current state of affairs. This is shared existence. So this is how they're acting right now, without a job actually. And so interesting. Let's just break this down a minute because if you're watching, you're going to find this fascinating. So let's look at this line right here. This is D in the disc. It represents dominance, but more importantly, it's the anger emotion. So this obviously is not an angry person. So they don't get mad or angry, they get hurt because they're a feeler, which is this line right here. So this big, tall I is influence. It's a limbic-driven response to the world, which is based on not logic and reason, but it's based on emotion, intuition, and reaction. So this person reacts more than acts upon the world. And so anyway, I'm on the phone with my client with this profile, and I'm saying, yeah, I got a lot of red flags here for being able to do what you want them to do simply because their brain really isn't wired for it. And then she breaks the horrible news to me that, well, I already hired him. And I said, what? Here we go. So, okay, now what do we do? So I want to point something out. This is a rare profile. I say rare, so it's a little bit of an outlier because only one emotion is in play out of 4 primary emotions: anger, optimism, patience, and fear. This is all optimism. So we're talking about it's always a sunny day. People are seen as commodities with a market value. That means that the better I look, the better I sound, the more I can influence you into seeing the way I feel and think, the better off I'm going to be. So manipulation is their greatest asset. Now, that's not a negative thing unless you have a negative motive. But manipulation is the greatest asset here. Now, as far as patience, that's right here, a 40. So it doesn't have a lot of patience, which means this person's brain is very flexible. They have a very flexible brain. They can switch lanes and gears very quickly without thinking. And so this means multitask ability. Not that that's a good thing, but they can do it. So this person's a better starter than they are a finisher. Problem is, they hired this person to finish everything they start but can't finish. So you can see what's likely going to happen here. Oh boy. What else do we got? The fear emotion right here. So we're lingering down here around 30 for fear, which means no awareness of errors and mistakes. So this is likely somebody with classic type 1 ADD. They view things as they appear in front of them, but they don't think ahead, plan, or do any logical stepwise thinking in the brain. That's the part of the brain that solves a math equation. Let's say, what does that look like? Susie had 5 apples. She sold each apple for 40 cents. How many dollars does Susie have? Well, the answer would be 20. So 4 times 5 is 20. 40 cents, $2. So she would have $2. That's that part of the brain. Now, if you notice what I did, I said 20. Now, did I mean $20 or that 4 times 5 is 20? Well, 4 times 5 is 20, but my brain has to take a second and think, wait a second, is that $20 or $2? Oh yeah, this is 40 cents. It's definitely $2 because 40 cents 5 times is not $20. I do know that. But I failed math because my thinking set is like 10. So I'm not a thinker. I'm a feeler. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not smart. It means that part of my brain doesn't work that well, so I've got to focus on a part of my brain that works really well. Problem is, when you're trying to hire somebody to do a certain thing and their brain is not wired to do it, I don't care how much coaching you give. I don't care what you do. It's going to be difficult for that brain to get into those patterns. The only saving grace to this situation that I'm talking about here is that hi, Rebecca. First time I've ever done this, so I'm doing it by the seat of my pants, no plan. I just bought some software and I'm doing it because I want to get out there with this. I've not wanted to do it because I think I look terrible on camera. That's the kind of a poor excuse my good friend Cameron Harold told me, so I'm going to go ahead and go for it. But anyway, when you're hiring people, their brain's not wired to do certain things. It doesn't mean they can't do it. It means when they're doing it, it doesn't feel good. Now, don't you like to go to work and feel good about what you're doing? We all do. But what if you had to go to work and do something that didn't feel good? And you have low patience. Guess what? It won't last. It won't last. You can't do it for a long period of time because your brain is using energies it doesn't really have, because what we're looking at here, if you can see on the screen share, is the energy system. The available energy for doing everything for this individual is right here. It's optimism. That's the available energy. And so what does that mean? It means a lot. And if this person is going to be a connector and they're communicating and they don't have to think and they're influencing and they're doing certain things, they could be a rock star doing it. But simply because they were hired to pay attention to this right here, I will tell you right now, I'm going to make a prediction and I will let you know when it comes true. This isn't going to work. And there's a reason why it's not going to work. And so it's very important to know this. This is why people call me before they make a hire and we go through these things. What is it you want and what is their brain capacity for pulling it off? And it's very important. So I don't want to make this so long that people can't finish it. I'm not even sure how long it went because doing the screen share and sharing my screen here has blocked out all the numbers for me. I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, put it in the comments if you want more of these or if you want me to do yours online. I will do your profile. Cards face up, which means I won't hold back. I'll say exactly what I see, and you may or may not like all of that information. But if you're interested in having some fun with this and giving me some fodder for these live podcasts that I'm going to start doing here on Facebook, then I think it would be really great. If you have questions about human behavior, if you have questions about workplace motivation, behavioral motivation, hey, Dan, thanks for checking in. If you have questions about any of this, whether it's in your relationship with another person, a mate, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, you're a mother or a father and you have a child, we can do it and it'll be really fun. And the neat thing about this is a lot of other people will get helped while we do this because they will see themselves in what I'm talking about. So by just doing different kinds of profiles, we'll cover a lot of people, which will really be helpful for a lot of people out there. So that's it. I'm not even sure how to log. Oh, there we go. I see the finish button. But it's been 10 minutes. I think that's good. Hey, Jess. Yeah, I got some people on here. It's really great. And I appreciate it. I'm not looking directly at the camera. I'm looking at my screen so I can follow this. That's better for me because I'm very self-conscious about my blind eye that looks off into Oshkosh, so I don't want to freak people out. But anyway, there you have it. So if you have any questions, you want to have your profile done, I'll even run your profile for nothing. Typically, it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do this and talk to me. But I'm willing to do this for free just for the live broadcast. So that'll be fun as well. So remember, put in the comments, your thoughts about this, where you might like to see this go. And I promise you, I'm going to keep doing these. I've always kind of alluded to it. I've put little feelers out, how many would be interested, blah, blah, blah. And then I get busy. And I have never followed through on this. That I definitely want to change and am changing. And today is the day that I'm starting this. I love the eye. Hey, Paul. Anyway, I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. I think what I'm going to do is when I feel like doing it, that's when I'm going to do it because that's more my style. I'm not going to promise you schedules or anything like that. But I'll be doing these. And again, if you're interested, you can private message me or whatever, or put it into the comments what you'd like to see. If you'd like to have yours done, I can get all that set up for you. All right. Thanks, Jessica. Definitely we're going to do it. And till next time, be yourself, because that's the most important person in your own life.